Hi, this is Michael Orl from MobileBaron.com and AndroidAuthority.com, and today I have with me the Motorola i1 for Boost Mobile and Sprint. The i1 is the first Android-powered smartphone to support iDEN push-to-talk networks. It's available for $399.99 from Boost Mobile right now, and it will be available on July 25th from Sprint for $149.99. So here's the Motorola i1 in the Boost Mobile packaging. It's packaged in plastic, so I had to cut it up ahead of time because, quite frankly, it's impossible to open without scissors or a knife of some sort. So there's the phone itself. It's got the same Motorola charger we see with devices like the Click and stuff like that. It's a 2 GB micro SD card with a SD card adapter. Let's see what else we've got in here. It's a set of stereo headphones. Open that up. Couple of extra, foam ear covers and a clip on it. See the microphone right there, it's nice and red. And there's a click, so it's a call, answer and hang up button as well. Actually, you can see there's already a set of foam covers on it, so it's just an extra set they included. Pull out the paperwork. See Boost Mobile activation kit. You see something similar with the Sprint Nextel version. Safety information, that kind of stuff. Information on Motorola's push-to-talk network in English and Spanish. Here's the phone itself, a very good looking device. Fairly thin, it's about 13 millimeters thick. The entire thing weighs about 4.6 ounces. We've got a 3.1 inch diagonally measured half VGA resolution display, so it's the same size as you see on the Click or the Click XT from T-Mobile. Take a look at the controls. You can see this is the push to talk button on the left hand edge. Volume control up and down here, built into the rubber bumper. I've pried off the back of the phone so you can see what's underneath the rear cover. This is the Boost Mobile SIM card, and don't be confused, this isn't compatible with T-Mobile USA or AT&T. It's not a GSM device, it just also happens to use SIM cards. 2 gig micro SD card I installed. 1390 milliamp hour battery. That's good for 3.5 hours of talk time or 4 days of standby time. And of course you can see the 5 megapixel camera with the LED flash on the back and the antenna down here at the bottom. If you look closely around the edge of the rear cover here, you can see that there's a rubber gasket. This is how the device meets the mil-spec requirements for ruggedness, dust resistance, and rain splashing resistance. Soft touch gray back. It has a nice kind of grippy feel. A little bit of metal trim around the camera there, and the Motorola logo down here. On the right hand edge we've got a spring-loaded, it's probably a lock button of some sort. It's the camera shutter button. Dual stage, of course, because it's an autofocus camera. The micro USB port underneath this rubber bumper. There's got to be a headphone jack around somewhere, and here it is up on top. It is a 2.5 millimeter headphone jack, not a 3.5 millimeter. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but it's 2.5 millimeters, so you'll have to use the included stereo headset, not your own, unless you have some sort of adapter. And this actually this has a lock on it, so this is some sort of lock button. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of the spring-loaded button is. We'll have to take a look at that once it's powered up. Other controls, we've got call end and power, call send, and then touch sensitive menu, home, back, and looks like a speakerphone button. So we'll long press the call end button and turn the device on. I did figure out what this sliding button is. It is a lock button, just it's for the rear cover. And the fact that I was able to remove the rear cover without knowing that kind of says, what's the big deal of having this in the first place? So that's what it's useful for. It's not even mentioned in the guide, which is really kind of strange. While it's booting up, we'll take a look at the speaker grill down here. You can see there's the speaker located right underneath the D-pad. D-pad's very raised and has a very nice click to it. And of course the center select button as well. Unlock the device by sliding the green bar across. So here's the phone all booted up. You can see we've got 3 home screen panels, and in spite of the fact that it looks like Moto Blur as found on the Click and Click XT, which also run Android 1.5, there are no Moto Blur widgets here. It's very generic build of Android here. Go into the main menu and pull up the browser, and you'll see that it actually loads Opera Mini by default. The data network on iDen networks is really slow, so it needs something with server-side optimizations like Opera Mini in order to make it usable. Considering this is a US-based device, it seems odd that, of the 4 bookmarks predefined in the device, one of them's for BBC News from the UK. Just not particularly well thought out. Now, luckily, there is a Wi-Fi connection on this device, so we'll enable Wi-Fi in a couple minutes, just so you can see that it really can be used as a real web browsing device. But this is what you can expect when you're, out on a job site or something like that. This is Opera Mini. So far from blazing speeds here, even with Opera Mini's data compression technologies and things like that. And there we go. Let's see if we can double tap to zoom. We can. Nice to see. But quite slow. Pulled up to landscape mode just so you can see it works. Not the best experience, especially for an Android smartphone. Hit the home button, go back to the home screen, and I'll jump into settings here so we can turn on Wi-Fi and get some faster data speeds. Stock Android keyboard. And we're now connecting to the local Wi-Fi network. Let's jump back into Opera Mini. I'm long pressing the home button here to bring up recently launched applications. And let's see if we can get some better performance over Wi-Fi. Seems a little bit better there.